All right, we're going. Finally. We were the first ones here, and 2 other people showed up. So, now we're behind schedule. But not really. I just made sure that what I had for breakfast was going to stay breakfast. Okay, there's breakfast. We are here, and I think what I want to do is go up and go around and then do this long loop. So let's do it. I got a bunch of water, so we can either go that way. That's the way we're going to come back. Or going that way. We could go that way. That looks like horses. So we're going to go this way, because they're not allowed to go this way. And we won't get run over.
Good morning.
Morning. Nice looking horses.
Thank you. Is that the
Gorgeous.
office right there?
What's that?
Is that the office?
No.
No. Okay.
No, you can, but it's down the road. Actually, you went by it. They've been on trail for a while. They're dressed pretty warm. I'm in shorts, a long sleeve sweatshirt over a t-shirt. There's a bunch of them. Jeez. I can hear. They're talking farming, talk about beans and corn. We've already come down that far. This might be a fun day. Everything's green. Look at the leaves growing already. Wow. Nice view. So I got a solar charger rigged up on my water pack, exposed to the sun. Well, not right now, it's not, because we're in the sun, but I have it plugged into the phone and see if it'll do a constant charge while I hike. Now this is all new to me, so you guys are going to comment and say, dude, that won't work that way, la, la. I'm going to find out. I'm a 60-year-old guy in electronics. You know, I almost seen the birth of television, if you want to get technical about it. So I learn as we go. Oh, look at this. We got water already. Gosh. We ain't even 100 yards into the trail and we're going to get wet feet. I expected it, so I kept the wool socks on. All right, let's look across there. Yeah, that's a nice little divot. I think I want to go up just a little bit more with you guys. I think that's where you need to be. I fiddle with this every time I hike, because when I watch the videos to edit, I'm always, just a little higher, a little higher. And I can never really tell on a chest mount. This is pretty much the trail we're going to follow, the hiking club trail. Now we may go off it now and then, but this is pretty much what we're going to be on all day. I see an interpretive trail. I wonder where that goes. I don't even think that's on the map. Let's look. Excuse my fandangle here. I'm getting the map out, so here, you can look this way. Maybe more horses will come while I'm looking at the map here. Yeah, Doesn't really that shows a trail, but not that trail. That's for darn sure. It looks like, yeah, that's not it. That's not it at all. Okay. Oop. Tree roots. Attaboy. I'm not hearing a whole lot of birds and wildlife yet. I'm fiddling around putting that mat back in my pocket. Wondering what all that commotion is. The other two people that showed up took totally different trails than what we are, so we may have a chance of seeing something. If I can keep my rattle trap shut. There is some nice views here. I didn't even drive around the park to see how busy it was. I didn't want to know. I mean, as far as campers. But when I pulled up to the trailhead and I was the only one that pulled in, or only one there when I pulled in, I was kind of surprised. The one thing I did forget to do was dig through my camping supplies and get out my bug spray. I didn't really want to walk around smelling like a bug spray all day either, so. I mean, it's gorgeous right now. It's high 60s, no wind, which may create a problem if we get into deer flies. There's a slight breeze, I guess. I don't know if you can hear it. Just kind of in our face right now. These trails are really nice. Obviously cleaned up well with a four-wheeler. It's gonna be a long day, so we're in no hurry. I have just a bunch of, well, you can see where that trail goes. Should we do it? We should go down to here so we can see the lake anyway, a little bit. But anyway, I have a bunch of snack type food. I'm not going to go any further because we got a lot of trail to hike, but you can see where that goes. Snack type food meaning oatmeal bars and stuff like that. I do have Pop-Tarts, which will be the first things I eat if I stop and snack for the sugar bounce. Other than that, I got water in my Wuggy. I got plenty of that. 2 liters at least in my bladder. But I opened the freezer this morning before I left, and there was a pack of 4 Angus burgers, pre-made. So I threw them in the cooler to keep my other drinks cold and fry them puppies up later. You know, after 11 miles, I'm going to be just about done with oatmeal bars. There is a lot of pollen in the air. So you will hear a little asthmatic breathing a little bit. I took some allergy pills, so that'll help. But those dry me out, which means I'll be drinking a lot of my water. So I gotta be careful how far I go with that. Very comfortable right now. Hopefully this pace isn't bouncing the camera all over the place. I'm slowly learning some of the really good settings on this camera. I totally got rid of the external microphone. That thing was just a piece of crap. For this phone. It was always making a crackly, like a loose connection type deal. And I think it was because this phone won't take in a straight, like an earplug jack. Doesn't have a hole for that. So you gotta use the C-type converter, and that's never good when you gotta use a converter or reducer or anything. So I think that was the problem, because that microphone works really good on my other phone, where I do have the hole that you plug earphones into. Works fantastic in that phone. And that's maybe because it's, you know, a direct connection. So, not good for this phone. But this phone also has, if you get into the Pro video mode, you can adjust your microphone to be omni or rear or forward directional, and how much it records, how loud it records, in other words. I don't know if it has a lock setting, so when you set it up you can lock it and it goes right to that each time. I probably wouldn't use it if there was, because I don't want the same settings every time, and sometimes the settings I use will not work for anything else. Like indoors when I'm editing, sitting at the desk, I want my overtone voice to be subtle, because the microphone's right in my face. But outdoors, I want it to be omnidirectional, so it gets the birds and all that, you know. So you got to be careful if you save your settings, you might screw yourself. Default is always the way to go. Press default settings after you screw around with everything and it goes back to normal. And you can start again. At least you'll get the normal audio and video. Anyway, enough about that. It was just something that crossed my mind because I'd hate to have somebody do something like that and go out and do like a family member's wedding and the audio was all screwed up. There's little trails everywhere that bounce off of this that go down to the lake. I'm sure people bring their tents and do a little lakeside because it is nice. It's freaking gorgeous right now. In the fall, this would be super fantastic. We get up here a little higher, I'll look over the lake more. 'Cause I'm seeing a view that you may not be. Although my head is only about a foot higher than this camera. Another trick I've learned, using a chest mount for your phone. Put all that rig on first and then put your backpack on, because the chest support on your backpack will help stabilize your camera. I hardly ever do real hikes like these without my backpack, so the sun is getting warm. It's been a gradual climb right around this ridge here, but you almost don't really notice it because it's so gradual. I'm getting a little more used to the hikes now. I started in the wintertime though, so I got a pretty good jump on most people. I was hiking through 4, 5, and 6 foot high drifts out at Maplewood State Park. I'd like to say it was fun, but all I'm going to say is it was an experience. I didn't have this then. Not that it would really matter much. It'd probably just poke right through anyway. Okay, here's our first intersection. Let's take a look at where we're at. Okay, we're right here. So I think, oddly enough, I thought I was going this way. How smart am I? That's what I get for gabbing. I understand how it worked now. I was supposed to, yeah. Okay. Well, then, I don't know which way I want to go now, because that was unexpected, to tell you the truth. I guess we'll stay on the trail that we want. Let's make sure that's the right one. Yeah. We'll stay on the hiking club trail. Yeah. Well, we're off to a good start. Hey, let's go up this way and go all the way around. Well, let's not. I was wondering why we didn't cross the road. It crossed my mind for a second, then I started gabbing, and then I forgot all about why we haven't met to the road yet. Yeah, this makes total sense. That was a tree root. Whoa, something just ran off. I mean, splash, 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 ran off. I was looking off the other direction. You can really feel the sun when you get out in these open areas. And it's early. It's just a little after 10. Last weekend I was in here, and there was just barely any leaves. You can still see through all the little trees and stuff. And now, if nothing happens in the trail, you ain't seeing it. It's getting thick already. It's like, feels like it's an early summer day rather than an early May day. We just got a whole bunch of rain, and you can tell by this grass. I've mowed the yard twice already. Oh yeah, that sun is warm. Little hole. Little gopher hole maybe or something. I don't know. When I pulled up in here this morning, I had insulated sweatpants, this sweatshirt, and an insulated hoodie. Ooh, got some dampage here. It was in the low 40s when I got here this morning. It's muddy, but that's about it. Stay in the grass, you'll be alright. That's pretty low swampy mush. Looks like a little beaver run right down through there. Yep. Sure is. Beaver and muskrat. Maybe even otter. There's some water crossing right here. Well, that's the only water we hit today. Yahoo. Like I said, we just got a bunch of rain, so. A bunch of rain right after a good spring thaw. You're gonna have a bunch of water everywhere. Yeah, I bet that view was much better without all the leaves on the trees. Not that that's a bad view. A little bit of wildlife coming to life here. Not the hardest trail to walk, that's for sure. There really isn't any hard trails in Maplewood State Park. You just gotta be able to hike a few hills. But other than that, you're not gonna have, walking along a cliff edge or anything triple diamond or anything like that. You ain't gonna have here. Pretty simple stuff. Oh, we got all kinds of information on these signs. Let's see. Grass Lake Interpretive Trail. Oh, you know what? Okay. Yeah. That day that I wanted to do Grass Lake. Yeah. I couldn't do it because of the construction at the there was construction down here at this campsite, and I couldn't get to the north side of it to be able to hike all this. I wanted to hike that loop that day. But okay, so now, since we're here, we'll go down. I've done I've done this all the way around and all the way up. So when we get here, I think what we'll do is go straight through and get over to here somehow and go around. We'll figure it out when we get there. So let's continue the way we were going, this way. Yeah, I'd rather not hike a trail I already did. Although that video came out really crappy. not the video itself. I did a great job recording it. It's just, it was really windy that day. And for some stupid reason, I decided to use the external microphone. So then I thought, okay, fine. I'll just kill the audio and edit over, do my own audio. And I did it. But the only way I could clean the audio off was to use an app. And as soon as I used an app, the quality of the video went to crap. Instead of 4K, it was like a blurred vision, and I hated it. All right, here we go. On the edge. Man. Yeah, Maplewood's on the edge of the prairies and forest, and yeah. Go ahead and read that if you want, but I'm here to walk and hike. I do like this park though. It's big. It's like huge as far as acreage. Almost 9,000 acres. And all the hiking trails are just like this. Really easy to hike. Lots and lots of water. So when there's lots of water, that usually means there's lots of wildlife. Or at least enough sign of it where you get excited enough where you slow down when you get toward the lake edges, and you really look around in certain areas. Because there's a really good chance you'll see wildlife here. Really good chance. It's mostly because the park's so big. Somebody 3 miles away on a different trail could have spooked something. And it's coming your way, Trying to decide if I want 2 trekking poles. This one that I use, I almost won't hike without it. I will. If I forgot it, I'd cry, but I'd continue on. But you won't believe how handy they come in. Just to keep your stability sometimes. Oh, like right there. I tripped over a bunch of branch and immediately put that down and didn't trip. Ghost trees, yeah, I just tripped over one of you. Or a scenic view of Maplewood Hills. I'm guessing that means right up here. I'm not going to walk up there because the ticks are really bad right now. So you're going to have to come here and do that all on your own. But, yeah, I'm staying where the trail is packed and dirt. Every time I've been out so far, I've brought home ticks. Every time. And I'm pretty cautious about where I go. Stay on the trails, that's all I got to say. This is a nice little incline. Got a little something going on here. Might have to take a stop and look around once we get up there. Look back down here, and looks like it opens up into a field or something up there. If you're new to watching me, I'm known for stopping a lot and scanning the area so you can, if you're on your computer, you can take screenshots. And some of the scenery out here is fantastic. Most of the scenery out here. Ooh. Feeling that one in the old buttocks. God damn. Okay, before we get out there in the sun, I'll take a breather. Yeah. I took some lung cleaning pills. Once I think of the name, I'll tell you. And it really helps. I work in dusty areas and allergic to pollen, hay fever. So I take those and it helps. So you hear a lot of phlegmy coughs, unfortunately, right now until it comes up. Whew, okay, let's continue on. You know, you gotta wonder sometimes why people have to deal with the things they have to deal with just because they love doing the things they love to do. I love being outside. I love hiking through the woods. I hate the allergies. I hate that I have allergies. Why doesn't a person who lives in the cities who doesn't have to deal with them? Maybe they do too, but whatever. What's invading Maplewood? Oh, you're going to have to read that if you want to learn that, because I'm moving on. What a great turkey hunting field. Holy cow. I know I talk about hunting all the time, but whatever. Get over it. It's man stuff. Actually, you know what? It's not man stuff. It's human nature stuff. I'm glad to see more women in the hunting world. It is freaking awesome right here. I know the wind's blowing in our face and making noise, but yeah, it looks like we walk around the edge of it. Maybe. I don't know, maybe not. I'll find out. Who cares? It won't be long. These open areas will be too hot. We'll be blowing through them. Oh no, this looks like a beer's left down here. The dandelions, all the lawns overnight pretty much are just yellow right now with dandelions. I'm stopping at these signs for your benefit. if you want to stop and pause it and read it. This one looks interesting though. Handmade. Oh, I thought maybe there was a homestead here. Oh, it might have been. Perfect freaking spot for it. That's for dang sure. This is a return loop. If you ever see these, it's in case you don't want to go no further, it's a return loop. So you can go right back the same way. Ah, this is nice. This is gonna drop right down in there. Nice and cool. We run into deer flies, the pace is gonna pick up quite a bit. Them bastards are big here. Oh, we got some washout to deal with on this part of the trail. Get a little water going through here. To me, this is what makes a good hiking trail. I mean, I like the easy, grassy trails, don't get me wrong, but, oh, here, hold on. I don't want to miss any of these. Maple syrup, that's a thing, believe me. On the East Coast where I grew up, that's a thing. I hear laughter. There's people coming. There's a shelter here. Interesting. Oh, it's a camp. Yeah, I figured this place would be full of people. Every campsite's full. All right. Yeah, we're at no loop. So we just continue right along. Cool spots. Looks like they got one cabin. I don't see any others. And one campsite. Or two campsites. We got their own personal chitter. And it's being used. Cool campsites, that's for sure. Set up really good. Nice little tuck away spot. Couple more spots. One here. One of those with this chitta. One here. Cool setup. Oh, there's another one over here. And another one over here to the right. Well, this is a big loop, so there's some on one side of the loop and some on the other. This is where the loop comes back around. And we'll pick up our trail again down here. Oh, fellow vanners. Cool. Oh, hey. Oh, good girl. Good morning. I might have spooked the puppy a little bit. Good to see van lifers. Oh, we're coming up on a view here. I'll get out around the corner a little bit so the dog will settle down. Get over here in the shade. Yeah. Oh, wow. This is nice. I'll stand right here for a minute. Give you guys a view of that, huh? How's that for you? Right now it's 10:40. We got a lot of day to see stuff like this. This is super cool. All right, let's continue on. Actually, you know what? While we're here, I want to check something. Yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure we're still recording because I've hiked quite a ways and I don't really want to backtrack and start over. Those guys with the dog got a really good spot. Now that I think about it, they're right there. You can see I don't know if you can see that thing shining into the trees there, but they are right there, and they overlook all this right here. That's pretty sweet. That's a great spot. That's Grass Lake. That's the lake that I wanted to hike around completely that one day. We're on the back side of it now, of the trail that I wanted to do that day. But this is primarily a road, not really a trail. But easy walk, no ticks. Just the traffic you gotta watch out for. Most of the people that come here obey the 10 and 20 mile an hour speed limits, but you never know. I'm trying to be real cautious of this hiking stick making that twanging noise. I know what the cause is, I just haven't fixed it yet. Because when I'm not hiking, it's not in my hands, so I don't think of it. What the problem is inside, being this tube is so short, a lot of it's up in here, and it rattles and hits this. So I need to cut the tube shorter so it won't touch the sides of the inner pipe. I just haven't got to it yet. Oh yeah, it's warming up now. Woohoo! It's warming up fast. Holy cow. The sun's in my face now, though. Dang. The good thing is the wind's in my face, too. I only picked up the pace because we're on a road and I just wanted to move on. What do we got going here? This isn't even a trail. Oh, I see. I see what they're doing. You are here. Yeah. Yeah, I see. Not too bad. Don't catch them all. I'll be back later. All right. Yeah, we got to continue on this road a little ways yet. That trail that they were marking, I didn't want to be talking while they were coming. But that trail there that the sign was for was a trail that we already hiked. The one that I was mad about that didn't come out good. But I really don't want to do that one again because I've already done it. But it is a great trail. That's a 5-mile loop. I have some of the trails color coded on my own map on my phone, and I have 3 loop trails that are 5 miles long. This is actually part of 2 of them. That loop back there that we could have done comes back around onto this road right here in front of us. And then there's another loop that we're going to take apart over right now. That goes right here and goes along this road for safety reasons. That's why I'm saying all the roads should have trails like this. Gets the people off the road. The road's right there still, and you're going to walk right alongside it, pretty much. But it's just safer. Wow. This sweatshirt might come off here pretty quick. Whew. Yeah. We are on the west side, what they call the west side of the park. We'll soon be crossing this road to be on the east side. So all the trail markers will be blue from now on. On this side of the road, all the letter markers, the A, B, C, D's and all them, they're red. So it helps if you're inexperienced and you're off trails, but you gotta know how to read a map too. You gotta learn how to read maps. You can't just wing it. Although back there when I said I thought we were going this way and we went another way, that was just me gabbing, not paying attention. But yeah, you gotta make sure you learn the maps. Now this goes to the campground. This is called Knoll Trail. We don't want to go that way because that campsite is under construction, and any trails off of it you have a hard time getting to. So We're gonna go this way and pick up the trail that goes up and around here. Okay, see what I mean? Now the letters are blue instead of red right here. It shows on the map. See over here? Everything is red and everything is blue. You know, pay attention to that when you're hiking. Okay, so we're here. We're gonna go up a little ways and take a left so we can get on this. But I think we gotta go, let's see, maybe we can go down the road. It looks like we kind of can. Looks like ours right here. Let's go down the road. Then we can get on. Instead of backtracking all the way down. See, otherwise we have to backtrack down to here and then go. Let's go up the road and get on right here. All right. So we got a little road walking. This is where it gets gnarly because this is where people can drive 20 miles an hour. Well, now we get to see how full the campsite is. Right here, this road to the left brings you into the campground. Everything is in full bloom, that's for sure. Except the sumac. That's growing slowly for some reason. Yeah, that's the campground where he just pulled into. Down in there, there's quite a big campsite. There's probably 4 or 5 big loops in there for campsites. You don't see bear warning in here, so, you know, and I've personally never seen any on any hiking or any time I've ever been in here. You know, you don't see the signs saying, you know, make sure your food's packed away and all that. Some campsites you do. You go up further north and you'll see that everywhere. And you don't really have to go that far north. Okay. What I'm hoping is the trail crosses this road. Otherwise, we're going to have to come all the way back up here. I think it does. I have a map with me. We'll take a quick look. But get over here where I can see it. Yeah. There's the trail we want. Runs right alongside the lake down here. And this goes right to that lake, so it's park property, it's not private. It's just sometimes you just don't need to go into certain areas of the park to get to where you want to, but we're kind of taking a shortcut here. Here's the trail right here by the looks. We'll make sure though. Oh boy, that looks mucky. We might be in for some fun now. We're at letter R, yes, okay. Here's where we are. We want to go this way. So here we go. I thought it would be a lot closer to the lake, but this little stretch right here must be this rise in this meadow. But here we go. We're back on. And we're in the company of horses. So we'll have to pay attention. For the most part, you can stay off trails that are designed for, you know, the horses and the ATVs and all that. But of course, you know, parks are only so big. So there's going to be share zones and crossover trails. So you still got to be careful. And personally, I don't have a problem with bumping into people on horses or ATVs. There's only so much public land that we're allowed to use nowadays. So to be that guy and complain all the time, well, they're always out there tearing up the trails. Yeah, some do. But if you want to do something about it, do something about it. Because complaining isn't going to do anything unless you complain to the right people. And even they get tired of hearing it. They can't think of everything. Totally impossible to please everybody. There's gonna be people that wanna ride their motorcycles out here. And there's gonna be people that wanna ride their horses. You just gotta deal with it. All right, let's slow her down a little bit. We're on the west side now, or the east side now. It's getting warm. I'm pretty sure this sweatshirt's gonna come off here real quick. I almost kept my sweatpants on. And the only reason why I didn't, because I knew there wouldn't be enough room in my pack for both my pants and my shirt. The pack's not that big. It's only made for day hikes. Oh, this looks like the ideal spot for a break. Shady, a little breezy. I think we're gonna do it. Okay, hold on. Be right back.